Continuing to follow breaking news this morning, former President Donald Trump was shot yesterday at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, just 2 days before the start of the Republican National Convention in Wisconsin. Sabrina Franza is live this morning in Milwaukee. Sabrina, good morning.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
Good, thank you. A joint threat assessment we know was created by the FBI, the Secret Service, and the Milwaukee Police Department. It was sent out to law enforcement before Saturday's shooting even happened. Just how heightened is security now, with just this being 12 hours since the shooting?
So where we're standing right now is the Pfizer Forum. This is really the main location where we'll hear those big speeches. We'll hear former President Trump speak when he accepts, presumably, the nomination in a few days, and his vice presidential pick will also be speaking here as well. Around this location, and then there are two other buildings as well where a lot of those meetings will be happening over the next few days, is this hard security perimeter that has always been in place ever since the plans started coming out for the Republican National Convention. Around that is a softer security perimeter where pedestrians can walk around, and it is a little bit more lax there. What we're now learning from multiple security sources is that the Secret Service is actually planning to create a larger buffer zone around the perimeter that itself. It's not clear how large that buffer zone will be. We're still waiting for more details on that plan, but the energy here very much is a more serious tone for sure after what's happened in the last 12 hours, and we're waiting, like I said, to just see how Secret Service will react as we see more people start coming here on the ground in Milwaukee.
Yeah, the RNC says it plans to go ahead with the convention as planned. Have you heard anything about any changes being considered by leaders in the Republican Party?
I think right now it does seem, like you said, that everything is going on as planned. That idea that everything is solid as we start embarking on the next few days is something that I think former President Trump might want to stand on, that everything will continue as it was meant to. We do know that there has been some reaction from people on the ground here. You have the Milwaukee County Republicans, for example, are arranging a vigil this afternoon at 3 p.m. local time. They say they want to pray for America. So regardless of the itinerary of the actual GOP, of the people that are arranging the convention, there is definitely additional events that have been popping up in reaction to what's happened.
We talk about security, but of course, curious to know what the tone will be like starting tomorrow. You mentioned reaction there, the GOP, but any other reaction from other lawmakers or Republicans heading to town ahead of this convention?
I think the universal message is that what happened yesterday was not okay, that political violence is not okay. You see that across party lines, and as we have talked to some delegates and people that we know that are going to be here presently in the next few days, they've again said the same, that this is not okay, that this should not be something that we condone, and we've seen a really just bringing everything back to the values of what elections are for. Fair elections. This is part of the democratic process, and I think that's going to be held to the highest standard as this convention gets underway.
Sabrina Franza, live in Milwaukee. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We'll be checking back in with you throughout the week during this convention. Now, we are just, again, a day away from this Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. As we've told you, the RNC says this week's events will go on despite the violence on Saturday. We will have coverage all week right here on WUSA 9 and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.